Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of our Minecraft Adventure series. I've put a lot of additional work into my base and home setup, so I wanted to put out a video that's a bit shorter and showcases the work that I've been doing to give you a little bit of a glimpse as to where I'm at. Now, this is very much the hole in the wall that you're familiar with seeing occasionally. This first primitive base that I set up is going to be turned into more of a refinery and workshop area now that I have the main living quarters of my base set up. I've refurbished a little bit of the ground and all of the main places that I walk through. As you can see here, we're coming out into nighttime. I'm not too concerned because I have the better section of my base walled off. And you can see that I have a bit of a farm set up. I started off with collecting some wheat in the main section here, as well as some sugar cane over to the left. But I did stumble across a couple of zombie spawns, which granted me some pumpkin seeds and some melon seeds as well, which are over here. I got some beetroot from one of those zombie spawns as well, but I didn't get very many seeds, and I'm not getting a lot of seeds back from them as I continue to harvest. But I've just about got a full row, which is kind of nice, and the rest of this area is set up to continue planting them as I obtain more seeds for those beetroot. The last section that I have walled off here is a corral where I have two different horses. The faster of the two here is wearing my only saddle and some diamond armor that I found at one of those zombie spawns, and the other I had to rescue from the bottom of a ravine that he had stumbled into by mistake. So I went and took him out of that ravine and I'm keeping him here for his own good. I'm really happy with the design of this corral because I can get in and out with minimal effort while also keeping the horses contained. The only way that the horses can get out is if I'm in the saddle, which works because of the tripwire that is above the entry here that can only be triggered when I'm on horseback, as the horses are not tall enough to activate it on their own. If we head over this way, we can briefly have a glance at the main mineshaft that I have. We won't be heading down there right now as it isn't super exciting, but I will eventually be building a minecart track from my cliffside shop all the way down to the base of the mine for easy access. If we head back the other way, you'll notice that I've lined the walkways and main areas with the diorite walls to keep the monsters from coming in for the most part, as well as complements by the andesite stairs and the polished granite floors. All three of those come together for a pretty awesome aesthetic that I'm quite proud of how it actually looks. I have a nice tunnel that takes me through this hill and over to the main home that I've built underwater, which we'll get to in a minute. But I have a second corral set up to keep my horses in as I transition from the farm back over to my main house here. In this corral, I have two additional horses. The first horse that is wearing the iron armor is pretty fast in comparison with the diamond armor horse that I have, but I only have one saddle for the time being, so he's just wearing that armor so I can keep him differentiated from the second horse over here. The second one kind of wandered on to my pathway by mistake, and he was very easy to tame, so I've just kind of got him here for safekeeping. I probably won't ever ride him around, but he might be useful for keeping around if I ever decide to do some horse breeding. Now this corral has an additional gate on the other side that leads me to the open field areas, and I built it that way because one of my next objectives is to go find a village so I can train and trade up some of the villagers, and hopefully I can train one of them into being a librarian so I can find some enchantment books. Particularly, I'm looking to get prosperity so I can place that on one of my pickaxes before I go around looking for more diamonds, as I'd like to maximize the yield that I can get from those blocks when I come across them. If you've been watching my previous Minecraft videos, you'll already be familiar with the entry to my main base, but I've made a few adjustments to the structure itself. Initially, I had a base with 3 stories and 2 blocks high on each level, but it felt a bit cramped, so I redesigned it a little bit so it now is only 2 stories that feel a lot more free and relaxing. The main floor is going to be more of my main living quarters with a bed and some storage materials for tools and chests, while the second story is quite a bit more spacious as it has 4 blocks of height and really gives us a nice view of the underwater scenery. Yes, for those of you that are not aware, my base is 100% submerged underwater and I am very proud of it. This top floor is going to be more of my workstation for crafting, enchanting, and other enhancements to my inventory. The refining of raw materials from the mine is going to take place at my cliffside workshop, which will undergo some serious renovation now that I have a more suitable living space. One final adjustment that I'd like to make to this area would be building an underwater access point to the seabed which would allow me to hunt sea creatures such as those fish and the octopus swimming around, as well as easy access to the kelp that is plentiful here in this part of the bay, as kelp is a quite nice alternate fuel source. Let me know what you think of my current base in the comments below. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are and anything that you think that I can improve upon. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. We're on track to hit 100 subs by my channel's first anniversary. I provide daily videos for your enjoyment, and the subscription is free and easy. I appreciate all your support and hope to see you in the next video. Until then, take care and have a fantastic day.